Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps everything you've experienced so far has been just preparation? What if I told you that the universe is organizing something so special for you that even your mind can't imagine the magnitude of what's to come? Well, that's exactly what's happening right now with those born under the sign of Libra. God is reserving 10 incredible things for you in 2026, and each one of them will completely transform your life. It's not an exaggeration. It's not an empty promise. It's a divine plan that's already in motion while you watch this video. Do you know that feeling that something bigger is coming? That restlessness in your chest that you can't explain? That's not anxiety. It's your spirit recognizing that a new phase is knocking on your door. And look, I need to tell you something important. If you are here now at this very moment watching these words, it's not a coincidence. The universe brought you here because you need to know what God has prepared for you. And more. You need to prepare yourself to receive all of this, because what lies ahead is too big to go unnoticed. Libra, you who always seek balance, who carefully weigh each decision, who value justice and harmony above all else, your time has come. 2026 will not be just another year. It will be the year in which everything you have planted with so much effort will finally flourish. It will be the year in which God will show you and everyone around you that your patience was worthwhile. But pay attention. To receive all this, you need to understand what is coming and how to position yourself. Therefore, stay until the end of this video, because each piece of information here can change how you will live the coming months. Tip 1. A financial transformation that will change your reality forever. The first thing God has in store for you, Libra, is a profound financial transformation. And when I say transformation, I'm not talking about a little extra money here or there. I'm talking about a complete change in how money comes to you. For years, you may have felt that you worked hard but the results weren't coming in the same proportion. You saw other people prospering while you continued to struggle to keep up with the bills. You may have even questioned whether you were doing something wrong, whether you were on the right path. But the truth is that God was just waiting for the perfect moment to release abundance into your life. In 2026, you'll realize that new sources of income are starting to emerge in ways you never imagined. It could be through a promotion at work that seemed impossible. It could be through a personal project that finally takes off. It could be through an opportunity that falls into your lap when you least expect it. The important thing is that you understand one thing. This prosperity doesn't come by chance. It comes as a response to everything you've already done, to all the nights you've lost sleep thinking about how to improve your situation, to all the times you kept trying even when there seemed to be no way out. But there's a very important detail in this financial transformation. God isn't just bringing you money. He's changing your mindset about money. You'll begin to understand that you deserve to prosper, that you don't need to feel guilty for wanting more, for desiring a comfortable life. Libra, you've always had this tendency to worry too much about what others will think, to not want to seem too ambitious. But in 2026, God will teach you that prosperity isn't selfishness. Prosperity is having the means to care for those you love, to fulfill your dreams, to live with dignity and peace. Prepare yourself to receive financial wisdom. You will learn to manage what you have better, to make smarter choices with your money. That difficulty you've always had in saving, in having something left over at the end of the month, will begin to change. Not because you will earn so much that you won't need to worry, but because you will develop a different awareness of the value of money and how to multiply it. And look at this marvel. The more you learn to manage well, the more resources God entrusts to your hands. It's like a test. He wants to see if you are ready to receive even more. This financial transformation will also bring a peace you haven't felt in a long time. You know that tightness in your chest when the end of the month arrives? That constant worry about how you're going to pay the bills? That will start to diminish. Not overnight, because real transformation takes time, but little by little you'll feel like you're breathing easier. You'll be able to sleep without that weight on your conscience. You'll be able to look to the future with hope instead of fear. And this change, Libra, will affect all other areas of your life, because when you're not constantly worried about money, you have the energy and mental clarity to take care of everything else that matters. Tip 2. True love will enter your life or grow stronger. The second blessing that God has prepared for you in 2026 has to do with your heart. And I know that for you, Libra, ruled by Venus, the planet of love, this matter is especially important. You were made to love and be loved. You were created to have someone by your side, to share life, to build something beautiful together with another person. And God knows this. He knows that you were not made to be alone. Therefore, in 2026, He is preparing something beautiful in the area of relationships for you. If you're single, prepare your heart because someone very special is on their way. It won't be just anyone. It will be someone who truly matches you, someone who understands your way of being, who respects your needs, who values what you have to offer. Remember those past relationships that hurt you? Those people who didn't know how to value you? Those situations that made you question whether you were good enough? All of that is in the past. What's coming now is different. It's mature. It's real. It's someone God has specially chosen to walk beside you. Now, if you're already in a relationship, God will strengthen that union in ways you can't even imagine. Those recurring arguments, those seemingly unsolvable disagreements, that feeling that you're drifting apart, all of that will begin to change. God will touch the heart of the person you're with. He will open their eyes to see how important you are, how much you've done, how much you deserve to be valued. And more than that, God will work on your heart too, helping you to communicate your feelings better, to establish healthy boundaries, to build a relationship based on mutual respect, and not just on you always giving in to maintain peace. But I need to tell you an important truth here, Libra. To receive true love or to strengthen the relationship you already have, you'll need to make some changes. You'll need to stop accepting crumbs. You'll need to stop settling for less than you deserve just because you're afraid of being alone. God is calling you to value yourself first because when you value yourself, you automatically attract people who will also value you. This is a spiritual law that never fails. The respect you have for yourself determines the kind of love you will attract into your life. And there's another beautiful thing happening here. In 2026, you will learn to love in a healthier way. You know that tendency you have to lose yourself in relationships? To do everything for the other person and forget about yourself? To want to please so much that you negate your own desires? That will change. You will discover that it's possible to love intensely without losing yourself. It's possible to be a companion, present, dedicated, but still maintain your individuality, your dreams, your space. This balance, which you have always sought in all areas of life, will finally manifest in your romantic relationships. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Now let's continue with our video. Tip 3. A deep emotional healing you didn't even know you needed. The third thing God is reserving for you is perhaps the most important of all, even if you don't realize it yet. It's a profound emotional healing. Libra, you are a master at hiding what you feel. You smile when you're sad, you say everything is fine when you're falling apart inside. You remain kind and polite even when your heart is broken. You do this because you don't want to bother anyone, because you want to maintain harmony, because you think your problems aren't that important. But God sees. He sees every tear you swallowed, every pain you kept inside, every wound you pretended didn't exist. And in 2026, He will heal all of that. This healing won't happen all at once. It will be a process. Little by little, you will begin to allow yourself to truly feel. You will stop running away from your emotions. You will face those pains that you've been pushing under the rug for years. And it may seem scary at first, because it's much easier to pretend everything is okay than to confront what's really happening inside you. But trust me, on the other side of this journey there is a lightness you haven't felt in a long time. There is a peace that will make you understand why it was worth going through all of this. One of the most beautiful things about this emotional healing is that you will learn to forgive yourself. Yes, Libra, you really need to forgive yourself. You are too hard on yourself. You keep dwelling on past decisions, blaming yourself for things that weren't always in your control. You mentally punish yourself for not being perfect, for making mistakes, for hurting someone even unintentionally. And all of this weighs you down, all of this prevents you from truly moving forward. But God will show you that you are human, that making mistakes is part of life, that what matters is not being perfect but trying to do the best you could at that moment. Prepare yourself to forgive others as well. And look, I know this is difficult. There are people who have hurt you deeply. There are people who have betrayed you, who have disappointed you, who have broken your trust. You have every right to feel anger, to feel resentment. But carrying this inside you is only hurting you. It's not punishing the person who hurt you. It's punishing yourself. And God will give you the strength to let go of this, not because these people deserve your forgiveness, but because you deserve the peace that comes after forgiveness. You deserve to free yourself from this weight you carry in your heart. During this healing process, you will also reframe many things from your past. Those painful experiences you lived through, you will begin to understand that they taught you something. They strengthened you in some way. They prepared you for what is coming now. It's not that the pain was necessary or that you deserve to go through it, but God has a way of transforming even the worst situations into something that contributes to your growth. And when you can look back and see how everything fit together, how each piece of the puzzle had a purpose, you gain a gratitude that didn't exist before. A deeper understanding that nothing was in vain. Tip 4. A spiritual awakening that will connect you with your purpose. In 2026, God is preparing a powerful spiritual awakening for you. You will begin to understand things that didn't make sense before. You will have insights that will completely change the way you see life. You will feel a stronger connection with the divine, a greater certainty that you are not alone on this journey. And most importantly, you will finally begin to understand what your purpose is here on earth, why you were born, what you came to do, what your mission is. Libra, you've always had this feeling that there's something bigger waiting for you, haven't you? That you're not just here to work, pay bills, and survive. You know you have a special talent, something only you can offer the world. But maybe until now you haven't been able to pinpoint exactly what it is. Or maybe you know but were afraid to follow that path because it seemed too risky, because the people around you didn't understand, because you yourself doubted your capabilities. In 2026, all of this will become clearer than ever before. This spiritual awakening will happen in many ways. You will begin to pay attention to the signs. That song that always plays at the right moments. That number you see repeatedly. Those coincidences that aren't really coincidences. God speaks in many ways, and He will begin to speak to you through everything around you. You just need to be open to listening. You need to quiet the external noise a little, and start paying more attention to what is happening within you and around you. With this awakening comes a need to make changes. Some things that once made sense in your life will no longer do. Some relationships you maintained out of habit or obligation will begin to bother you. Some environments you frequented will seem heavy, as if they no longer vibrate at the same frequency as you. And it's okay to feel this way. In fact, it's a sign that you are evolving, that you are aligning yourself with a higher version of yourself. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from what no longer serves you. Don't feel guilty for prioritizing your spiritual well-being. One beautiful thing that will happen in this process is that you will attract people who are on the same wavelength as you. People who are also seeking to grow, evolve, and connect with something greater. These new friendships will be very different from the ones you had before. They will be deeper, more genuine, more aligned with who you really are. And together you will strengthen each other, exchange experiences, and support each other on this spiritual journey. Because no one evolves alone. God puts the right people in our path exactly when we need them. And there's something very special I need to tell you. As you connect more with your purpose, everything in your life begins to make more sense. That feeling of emptiness that sometimes visited you, it disappears. That questioning about whether life is just this, it resolves itself. Because when you are living in alignment with what God planned for you, there is a fullness that nothing else can fill. You wake up wanting to live. You go to sleep grateful for the day you had. You feel that every effort is worthwhile because you are building something that truly matters. That is the greatest blessing of all. To live a life with meaning. Tip 5. Professional opportunities that will recognize your true value. The fifth thing God has in store for you in 2026 is directly linked to your career and the professional recognition you so richly deserve but haven't yet received. Libra, I know you work hard. I know you're dedicated, responsible, and always do more than is asked. But how many times have you seen less qualified people promoted while you remained in the same place? How many times have you had brilliant ideas that were used but the credit went to someone else? How many times have you felt invisible in the workplace? All of that is about to change. In 2026, the right doors will open for you. And when I say right doors, I'm talking about opportunities that will recognize not only your work but who you are as a person. Places where your balanced way of resolving conflicts will be valued. Environments where your ability to see all sides of a situation will be seen as a gift, and not as indecision. Positions where you will finally be able to show your full potential, without having to mold yourself to fit the expectations of others. These opportunities might come through a job change. You might receive an unexpected offer from a company you admire, with much better conditions than you have now. Someone who worked with you in the past and saw your value might recommend you for an amazing position. Or, within your current company, they might finally realize how important you are and offer you that promotion you've been waiting for. The important thing is to stay alert, because these opportunities will arise, but you need the courage to seize them. There's something important you need to understand about this upcoming professional phase. You'll need to believe in yourself more. You know when a good opportunity comes along and you think you're not ready? That you need to study more, prepare more, that other people are more qualified? That's imposter syndrome talking, and you need to silence that voice. You are ready. You always have been. What was missing was the right opportunity, and now it's coming. Don't let fear or insecurity stop you from achieving what is rightfully yours. Another wonderful thing that will happen is that you will start to be seen as a reference in your field. People will seek your opinion. They will want to know what you think about certain subjects. They will look for you to solve complex problems. This recognition may even scare you at first because you are so used to being behind the scenes that you don't quite know how to handle the spotlight. But relax. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be authentic. And your authenticity, combined with your competence, is what will make you truly shine. This professional growth will also bring more financial security, which connects to that first blessing we talked about. You'll be able to better plan for the future. You'll be able to carry out those projects that were shelved due to lack of resources. You'll be able to invest in yourself, in courses, in tools, in everything you need to continue growing. And best of all, you'll be able to help those you love without sacrificing so much. You'll be able to be generous without putting yourself in difficulty. Because true prosperity is when you have enough for yourself and still have some left over to share. Tip 6. Family relationships will be restored and strengthened. The sixth blessing that God has prepared for you in 2026 has to do with your family. And I know this is a sensitive subject for many of you. Family can be a source of joy but also of much pain. Things may have happened in the past that created distance, hurt feelings, and resentment. There may be old arguments that were never resolved. There may be misunderstandings that have grown over time, creating a chasm between people who love each other. But God does not give up on your family. And in 2026, He will begin to restore those bonds. This restoration can begin in a very simple way. An unexpected phone call from a family member you haven't spoken to in a long time. An invitation to lunch. A message apologizing for something from the past. Sometimes healing begins with a small gesture, but that gesture opens the door to bigger conversations, to a deeper understanding, to the beginning of a rebuilding. And God will work not only in the hearts of others but especially in yours, giving you wisdom to know how to act, when to speak, and when to simply listen. Libra, you have a very important role in this family restoration because you are the natural peacemaker. You have this gift of seeing both sides, of understanding people's motivations, of not judging so quickly. And God will use exactly this gift of yours to help heal old wounds in your family. But be aware, this doesn't mean you have to accept everything or pretend nothing happened. It means you will be able to establish a new, healthier dynamic where love is present but boundaries are also respected. Something very beautiful will happen during this process. You will discover stories about your family that you didn't know. You will better understand why certain people act in a certain way. You will realize that often that difficult family member is also carrying their own pain, their own traumas, and that their bad behavior has nothing to do with you. This understanding doesn't justify everything, but it helps you to have more compassion, to not take things so personally, to be able to maintain a relationship without being so affected by what the other person does or doesn't do. For those of you who have children, 2026 will bring an even greater strengthening of that bond. You will be able to connect with your children in a deeper way. You will better understand what they are feeling, what they need from you. And you will be able to be more present even amidst all the responsibilities you have. If you are going through challenges with a teenage child or with a child who has drifted away, know that God is working on it. He will touch that child's heart and will also give you the right words, the right timing to rebuild that bridge. And if by chance you don't have a good relationship with your blood family, know that God will also bless you with the chosen family. Those people who are not blood relatives but are always there for you, who support you, celebrate your victories and comfort you in your defeats. These people are family all the same, and God will strengthen those bonds too. Because in the end, what matters is not DNA but true love, genuine care and constant presence. And you will be surrounded by that in 2026. Tip 7. Renewed health that will give you energy for everything to come. The seventh thing God has in store for you is something fundamental but often neglected. Renewed health. Libra, your body is the temple where your soul dwells, and God will make you pay more attention to it in 2026. If you have been dealing with health problems, whether big or small, get ready because healing is on its way. If you have been feeling tired, without energy, without the will to do the things you enjoy, this will change. God will restore your strength. This renewal of your health will begin with a different awareness of your body. You will stop ignoring the signals it gives you. That pain you've been putting off because you don't want to see a doctor? You'll have the courage to investigate. That exam you've been postponing for months? You'll schedule it. And you know what's interesting? Most of the time, when we finally face what we've been avoiding, we discover it wasn't as scary as we imagined. And even when it's something serious, it's always better to know and treat it than to pretend it doesn't exist. You will also make important changes to your lifestyle. You might start eating better, not in a radical or extreme way, but by making more conscious choices every day. You might find a physical activity that you truly enjoy, something that doesn't feel like an obligation but rather a moment of self-care. You might improve the quality of your sleep by creating a healthier routine, turning off screens earlier, and creating a more conducive environment for true rest. All these small changes will add up, and the result will be incredible. There's a very important aspect of health that we often forget: mental health. Libra, you tend to keep a lot inside, not talk about what you're feeling, and try to solve everything alone. But in 2026, God will show you that asking for help is not a weakness. You might finally decide to go to therapy. You might find a support group where you can share your experiences. You might develop meditation or relaxation practices that help you better cope with anxiety and stress. The important thing is that you will begin to care for your mind with the same care you give to everything else. One beautiful thing that will happen is that as your health improves, you will have more energy for everything God is preparing for you. You will be able to work better on those professional opportunities we talked about. You will have the disposition to invest in your relationships. You will have the mental clarity to make the important decisions that will come your way. It's as if everything is connected. When one area of life improves, the others also benefit. And health is the foundation of everything. Without health, it becomes difficult to enjoy any other blessing. God will also protect you from illnesses and accidents in 2026. That special protection that you don't always notice but is always present. How many times have you narrowly escaped something bad? How many times could have happened but didn't? That's not luck. It's God's hand watching over you. And in 2026, that protection will be even stronger. So you can move forward with confidence. You can make your plans, pursue your dreams, because God is taking care of you in every way, including protecting your body and your health. Tip 8. Wisdom to make the right decisions at the right time. The eighth blessing that God is reserving for you is wisdom. And look, wisdom is not the same thing as knowledge. You can have a lot of knowledge, have studied a lot, know many things, but still not have the wisdom to apply that knowledge in the right way. Wisdom is the ability to see beyond the obvious, to understand the right time to act, to know what to say and what to keep silent about, to make choices that may not make sense now but that you know will be right in the future. And this, Libra, you will receive in abundance. One of the greatest challenges you face is precisely the difficulty of making decisions. You see so many angles of each situation, you weigh the pros and cons so carefully, you worry so much about making the right choice, that sometimes you become paralyzed. And many opportunities have already passed you by because you took too long to decide. But in 2026, God will give you a clarity you've never had before. You will look at a situation and simply know what to do. It won't be an audible voice, but it will be an inner knowing so strong that you will have no doubts. This wisdom will manifest in all areas of your life. In finances, you'll know when it's time to invest and when it's time to save. In relationships, you'll quickly perceive when someone is genuine or just using you. At work, you'll identify real opportunities and know how to differentiate them from mere distractions. It's as if you develop a sixth sense for things, a sharp intuition that rarely errs. And the more you trust this intuition, the stronger it becomes. God will also give you wisdom to deal with difficult people. You will learn when it's worthwhile to have a conversation, and when it's best to walk away quietly. You will know how to set boundaries without being aggressive, how to say no without feeling guilty, how to stand firm but respectfully. This is especially important for you, Libra, who has so much difficulty displeasing others. But you will understand that you can't please everyone, and that trying to do so only leaves you exhausted and unhappy. A beautiful manifestation of this wisdom will be in how you handle challenges. Instead of panicking when something goes wrong, you will have a different kind of serenity. You will be able to take a deep breath, calmly assess the situation, and find creative solutions to problems. People around you will start to notice this. They will comment on how you have changed, how you are more centered, more confident. And many will start seeking your advice because they will recognize that you have something special. A wisdom that is not learned only from books, but comes from a deep connection with the divine. There's something very important about this wisdom. It comes with humility. You won't become arrogant for knowing more or understanding things better. On the contrary, the more you learn, the more you realize how much you still have to learn. And this awareness keeps you open, receptive, always willing to grow. You will understand that true wisdom is recognizing that nobody knows everything, that we are all constantly evolving, and that we should always be willing to listen, learn, and adapt as life teaches us new lessons. Tip 9. Breaking free from addictions and negative patterns that held you back. The ninth blessing that God is reserving for you in 2026 is a profound liberation. Liberation from addictions, from self-destructive behaviors, from negative patterns that you have repeated for years without even realizing it. Libra, you may not even recognize yet that you have addictions or harmful patterns because they are not always obvious. It's not just about alcohol or drugs. It could be an emotional addiction. It could be that constant need for approval from others. It could be the habit of putting yourself in toxic relationships. It could be the procrastination that prevents you from achieving your goals. Whatever is holding you back, God will set you free from it. This liberation will begin with you acknowledging the problem. And that's sometimes the hardest part because it requires you to be honest with yourself. It requires you to stop making excuses, blaming circumstances or other people, and take responsibility for your own change. But when you take that first step, when you look in the mirror and admit that something needs to change, God steps in with the strength you need to make that change happen. Because alone it's difficult, but with God by your side, everything is possible. A very common pattern that Libra needs to break is that of self-neglect in relationships. You've always done this. You put the needs of others before your own. You say yes when you should say no. You accept situations that harm you just to avoid conflict. And over time you lose yourself. You stop knowing who you are, what you like, what you want from life. Everything revolves around others and keeping everyone else happy, except you. In 2026, this pattern will be broken. You will learn to put yourself first without feeling selfish about it. Another pattern that may be holding you back is self-sabotage. You know when you're close to achieving something important and suddenly do something that ruins everything? When you have a good opportunity and make up an excuse not to take advantage of it. When you're in a healthy relationship but start creating problems where there aren't any. That's self-sabotage, and it usually comes from a deep belief that you don't deserve good things. But God will work on that belief. He will show you your true worth. He will convince you that you not only deserve it, but were created to live a full and abundant life. Liberation can also come in the financial area. If you have a habit of spending more than you earn, of making impulse purchases, of using money to fill emotional voids, this will change. You will develop a healthier relationship with money. You will understand that it is a tool, not a solution to all problems. You will learn to be disciplined, to make conscious choices, to plan better. And the interesting thing is that, as you change these habits, money starts to accumulate instead of being scarce. It's as if the universe is rewarding this new maturity you are demonstrating. And there's something very important for you to understand. This liberation doesn't mean you'll never again face temptations or moments of weakness. We all do. What changes is that you'll have more strength to resist. You'll be more aware of what's happening when an old pattern tries to resurface. And you'll have the tools to deal with it in a healthier way. Freedom isn't about never facing battles again, but about having the ability to win those battles when they arise. Tip 10. A new identity based on who you really are. The 10th and final blessing that God is reserving for you in 2026 is perhaps the most transformative of all. It's a new identity. Libra, for so long you have been what others expected you to be. The obedient child. The understanding friend. the dedicated professional, the partner who always gives in. You molded yourself so much to external expectations that you lost touch with who you really are. But in 2026, God will reconnect you with your essence. He will show you who He created you to be without masks, without pretense, without trying to fit into what doesn't suit you. This journey of discovering your true identity can be uncomfortable at first, because when you start being authentic, some people don't like it. Those who benefited from you always being flexible, always available, always willing to sacrifice your desires will complain. They'll say you've changed, that you're not the same anymore. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. You've evolved. You've grown. And not everyone will like that. But God didn't call you to please everyone. He called you to be who you were created to be. When you start living your true self, everything becomes lighter. You no longer need to pretend. You no longer need to try so hard to maintain an image. You can simply be yourself with your qualities and also your imperfections. And the most incredible thing is that when you are authentic, you attract people who truly like you, not an edited version you created to be accepted. These true friendships, these genuine relationships, are much more satisfying than any amount of superficial connections. Part of this new identity involves recognizing and embracing your unique talents. Those things you do with ease but always thought weren't a big deal because they were easy for you. Libra, just because something is natural to you doesn't mean it's not valuable. In fact, often our greatest gifts are those we exercise effortlessly. And in 2026, you will begin to value these gifts, to use them more intentionally, to allow them to shine. And when you do that, you contribute to the world in a way that no one else can, because only you have this unique combination of skills and perspectives. This new identity will also give you the courage to make changes you've been putting off. Maybe change careers to something you're truly passionate about. Maybe end a relationship that no longer makes sense. Maybe move to a city you've always dreamed of living in. Maybe start that project that seemed impossible. When you know who you are and what you want, decisions become easier. You no longer sit on the fence. You no longer let fear paralyze you, because you understand that living an authentic life is more important than living a safe but empty life. And in the end, this whole journey that God is preparing for you in 2026 boils down to this: you becoming the best version of yourself. Not a perfect version, because perfection doesn't exist, but a true version aligned with your values, connected to your purpose, living with integrity and fullness. A version that, when you look in the mirror, you recognize and approve of. A version that makes you proud of who you've become, despite all the challenges, despite all the falls, despite everything that tried to make you give up. That's the greatest victory. You overcoming yourself and becoming who you were always destined to be. So we've reached the end of this video, and I sincerely hope you felt something special while listening to these words. Because look, Libra, everything I've said isn't fantasy. It's not an empty promise just to make you feel good for a few minutes. It's a real plan that God is preparing for you. A plan that's already in motion. The gears of the universe are already turning in your favor. You just need to believe, prepare yourself, and be open to receiving. I want you to understand something very important. Everything you've experienced so far had a purpose. Every difficulty prepared you for what's to come. Every disappointment taught you something you'll need to know. Every tear watered the ground where your blessings will flourish. Nothing was in vain. Absolutely nothing. And in 2026, when you're living through everything that's been said here, you'll look back and perfectly understand why you had to go through all of that. It will make sense in a way that it perhaps doesn't today. Now I need to ask you something. Don't just watch this video and continue with your life as if nothing has changed. Take at least one of the things that were said here and start applying it now. Don't wait until 2026. Start today. Because God's blessings come to those who are prepared, to those who are in motion, to those who are doing their part while trusting that God is doing His part. If you want to see financial transformation, start today to take better care of your money. If you want true love, start today to value yourself more. If you want health, start today to make better choices. Do you understand? Faith without action is sterile. And look, if you're watching this video and you're not yet part of our community, I invite you to hit the subscribe button now. Activate the notification bell, because I'm sure you need to hear more messages like this. You need this constant reminder that you are special, that great things are in store for you, that it's worth continuing to believe even when everything seems difficult. And here on this channel, every week you'll find this kind of content that nourishes not only your mind but especially your spirit. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. I make a point of reading every comment, and whenever possible, I respond personally because I want to get to know you, I want to hear about your journey, and I want to celebrate your victories with you. Now let me ask you a question, and I want you to answer it honestly, even if it's just to yourself. Which of these 10 blessings do you most need to receive right now? Which one touched your heart the most while you were watching? Because the one that moved you, the one that made you feel a tightness in your chest or brought tears to your eyes, is exactly the area where God will work first. It's your starting point, so pay attention to that feeling. Don't ignore it. It's God speaking directly to you through that emotion. And last but not least, I want to leave you with a challenge. During this week, every day when you wake up, before even picking up your phone or starting to worry about the day's tasks, I want you to close your eyes for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. And in that minute, you will give thanks for the 10 blessings that are already on their way. You will give thanks as if you have already received them, because anticipatory gratitude is one of the most powerful forms of faith. When you give thanks before receiving, you are telling the universe that you have no doubts, that you trust completely. And this trust, Libra, is what will accelerate the manifestation of everything that God has prepared for you. So that's it. I wish you an absolutely incredible 2026. May each of these promises come true in your life. May you be pleasantly surprised every day. May you look back a year from now and barely recognize the person you were because you've evolved so much. You deserve all the good things that are coming. Never doubt that. And remember, I'm here rooting for you, believing in you, sending positive energy your way. See you in the next video. A huge hug to your heart. See you soon.